Hey everybody, it's Patrick
and Sarah
from the board Meeples, and today we're going to do a how to play of Terraforming Mars. As always, don't forget to subscribe and follow us for more board game content on how to plays and playthroughs.
Terraforming Mars is a competitive and complex board game. Players will play as unique corporations with a goal to work together to terraform the planet. However, the goal is to compete to be the best corporation with the highest terraformer rating and victory points at the end of the game. You do this by playing cards, building cities and greenery, funding awards, achieving milestones, and increasing global parameters such as ocean, temperature, and oxygen levels. Start by setting up the play area, which consists of the map, ocean tiles, project cards, other tiles, and resource cubes. If you're playing with the corporate era variation, there are additional cards for setup, but for now just remove all the cards and corporations that have this red triangle symbol. Give each player a player board and their player marker cubes. You'll also deal out 2 corporations and a hand of 10 project cards to each player. On the map, place the white markers on their respective starting spaces on the temperature and oxygen level track. The third marker will go on the TR track, starting at 1 to keep track of the generations that have passed in the game. Players will take one of their player marker cubes and place it on the TR track starting at 20. This is to keep track of their terraformer rating. Each player will also take 6 of their player cubes and place them on their player boards. This is called the production track and will allow the player to keep track of how many resources they produce each generation. Each resource starts at 1 on the production track. The resources are mega credits, steel, titanium, plants, energy, and heat. Now players look at their hand of projects and corporations. Choose one corporation and discard the other. The corporations give the starting income and provide other abilities and resources to the player. The resource cubes symbolize how many resources each player has, and they're stored on the player board above the production track. Copper is worth 1, silver is worth 5, and gold is worth 10. Using your starting income, players will decide to buy project cards for 3 megacredit resources each. The other cards will be discarded. Now assign a first player with the first player marker, and the game's ready to begin. When we play, we reveal a project card from the deck, and the player who reveals the highest number card goes first. Terraforming Mars is played over generations. Each generation will consist of 4 phases. The phases are player order phase, research phase, action phase, and production phase. Rotate the first player marker 1 step clockwise. This phase is skipped in the first generation. Players draw 4 project cards and decide to keep them by paying 3 mega credits per card. This phase is also skipped in the first generation. Players will take turns in a clockwise direction, taking 1 or 2 actions per round until all players have passed for the generation. This is the longest and most complex phase in the game. Let's go over the 7 actions in more detail. Look at the cost in the upper left corner of the card. This is the mega credit cost that you must pay in order to play the card into your player area. If the card has a building tag in the upper right corner, you can discount the cost of the card using your steel resource cubes. If there's a space tag, you can discount the cost of the card using your titanium resource cubes. Each steel resource is worth a discount of 2, and each titanium is worth a discount of 3. This is indicated on the player boards with this symbol. Overpaying in steel or titanium does not provide a refund, so you can combine the applicable resources and mega credits to pay for the cards. In addition to the mega credit cost, there may be additional requirement symbols in the upper left corner that you need to meet before playing a card. The card text will outline the requirement in more detail. There are 3 different types of cards you can play. Red event cards are placed face down after playing, so the tags are not showing. Green automated cards are played face up, so their tags are showing in the player area. Red and green cards have immediate effects that trigger when the card is played. Blue active cards are also played face up, but they have ongoing effects which are usually triggered or activated on following turns by performing the action indicated on the card. To perform this action, you'll place a player cube on the top of the blue card to indicate that the ability has been used for that generation. Then pay any additional costs if applicable, and take the action that's listed on the top portion of the card. There are 6 different standard projects to choose from printed on the game board. Discard any number of cards and gain 1 mega credit per card discarded. Pay 11 mega credits and increase your energy production by 1 step. Pay 14 mega credits and increase the temperature track by 1 step, which in turn increases your TR by 1 step. If you raise temperature to the points that show a bonus next to them, you also gain that bonus. Pay 18 mega credits and place an ocean tile on Mars, which in turn increases your TR by 1 step. If you're placing ocean tiles, you must place them in the blue areas reserved for ocean. When you place tiles next to other ocean tiles, you'll gain 2 mega credit resources for each ocean tile next to the tile you place. In addition, there are placement bonuses on some areas, which will give you cards or resources when you place a tile there. Pay 23 mega credits and place a greenery tile on Mars, which will increase the oxygen level by 1 step, which in turn increases your TR by 1 step. When you place a greenery tile, you usually want to place them next to city tiles that you own. Place your player cube on the tile for scoring later. Each greenery tile that you own will earn you 1 point at the end of the game. Pay 25 mega credits and place a city tile on Mars. Then increase your mega credit production by 1 step. For placing city tiles, you can place them anywhere as long as they're not adjacent to other city tiles. Then place your player cube on the tile for keeping track of scoring later. Any greenery tile next to your city tiles will earn you 1 point at the end of the game. These 3 spots on the board are reserved areas. No tile may be placed here without the named project card from the deck. If you meet the criteria for a milestone, pay 8 mega credits and place your player marker on it. No one else is able to claim that milestone. Each milestone is worth 5 victory points at the end of the game. Have a TR of 35. Own at least 3 city tiles. Own at least 3 greenery tiles. Have 8 building tags in play. Have 16 cards in your hand. There is no requirement to fund an award. Pay the cost and place a player marker on that award. Only 3 awards can be funded per game, and no award may be funded twice. In final scoring, the funded awards are checked and awarded not to the player who funded the award, but to the player who wins the category. Own the most tiles in play. Have the highest mega credit production. Have the most science tags in play. Have the most heat resource cubes. Have the most steel and titanium resource cubes. 8 plant resources may be turned into a greenery tile. Place the tile, gain the placement bonus, if there is one, increase the oxygen 1 step, and your TR by 1 step. Then place your player cube on that tile for scoring. 8 heat resources may be spent to increase temperature by 1 step, which in turn increases your TR and may give you a bonus depending on the step in the temperature track. All players will look at their player boards and perform this phase at the same time. First, convert your energy resource cubes into heat resource cubes, then receive new resources equal to the amount on your production track. Players will gain mega credits equal to their TR plus their production on their player board. Remove player markers from used action cards so they may be used again. Now you're ready to start the next generation. Production isn't limited to 10 of each resource. If at any time you'd gain production above 10, leave 1 resource cube on the last space and start placing new cubes from the beginning of that production track. When all global parameters have reached their goals, the game ends at the end of that generation. After the last production phase, players will take turns in player order, converting their last plant resources into greenery tiles. Then final scoring takes place. The player with the highest total from TR, awards, milestones, the game board, and cards is the winner. If there's a tie, then the player with the most money is the winner. There are clarifications at the back of the rules for all the different symbols in the game. So that's it. Let us know what you think, or if we missed anything, by commenting down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. See you next time!